Da, unii e credeam, dar cu govna asta, unii e drept pe ei. Pam param pam 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 param pam pam. Așa. Ce-a făcut așa pisic? Da, urât face. Foarte urât obicei are. Hue, ce faci, bro? Bine faci, bro, dar nu mai știu cine ești, hue. Nu mai știu cine ești. Chiar nu mai știu. Nu mai știu cine ești. Am știut cine ești. Bă, dar restricțiile astea de chat mă omoară. De pe YouTube. Există restricții de doamne feri. Ia, iară. A, cum? Păi zi-mi cine ești, dacă îmi spui cine ești, poate te știu. Cum pot eu să opresc aceste restricții de pe YouTube? Că mă omoară. Language community, oare? Oare de la comunitate să fie? Video posters mention no community language customized settings. Oare la setări? Nu, îmi spui cine ești ca să văd. Numele meu e Robert, nu mai real. Robert. Tu știi câți Robert cunosc eu? Ai habar câți Robert cunosc eu. Nu știu care e Robert. Cunosc foarte mulți Robert, nu știu despre care e vorba. Chiar foarte mulți. Ok. Robert și mai... Am jucat PUBG sau ce am jucat împreună? Robert. Robert Moca Alexandru. Nu știu dacă e tacaz. Dar nu mai știu nici care era numele lui Tacaz. Ba, era Cătălin ăla. Nu uita caz. Robert Muca Alexandru. Să mă bată mama 1000 de euro, scuză-mă, chiar nu știu. Nu pot să-mi dau seama. Nu pot să-mi dau seama cine... Nu știu, chiar nu știu cine. Nu pot să-mi dau seama. Ok, dar am fost la ălalt live. Aia știu, hue. Știu că ai fost la ălalt live. Vlad a plecat la fotbal, probabil. Da, ăla sunt, știu. Știu că ăla ești. Nebunesc. Pentru 3 oameni dați like. Nu dau ăștia like. Vezi de treabă. Nu se dă like așa ușor. E mai greu cu like-ul. Dar tu câți ani ai, hue? Totuși. Îți dau eu like. Mersi. Mersi, Mihaela, mersi. Exact. Exact. Sunt total de acord cu tine, dar la multă lume e greu. Dacă e să mă întreb pe mine. Pot măcar de pe telefon să pun pin. Pot. Atât am reușit și eu. Pe Twitch pe ecranul mare. Nu-i doar așa mic. Dar aparent lumii nu-i place când e gratis, îi place doar când trebuie să plătească. N-avem ce să facem. Eu am 7 ani, să nu mă judeci. Hue, dacă ne cunoaștem de mult, n-are cum să ai 7 ani. Păi înseamnă că înainte când făceam live-uri cu PUBG nu erai născut. Cred că ai cam îmbulinat-o un pic cu minciuna asta, dacă e să mă întrebi pe mine. Na, și Mihaela spune că la 7 ani nu știi să scrii. Eu cred că desenează bastonașe și iasă litere, nu știu. Dar nu așa repede pe tastatură, pisicule. Lasă. Dar m-am născut în 2018. Păi și dacă te-ai născut în 2018, trebuie să ai 8 ani. Aolo. Da, minte frumos. Păi da, minte frumos. Și scrie foarte corect, cu liniuță, cu liniuță am. Când vreodată are 7 ani? Acum, sincer, trebuie să mă iau după iubita Mihaela, că la ora actuală cam îs cu telefoanele în brațe, de mici. Bă, dar țin să nu mă judeci, dar nu te judec. Nu judec, că nu sunt în măsură să judec, hue. Dar nu știu ce să zic. Păi da, înseamnă că nu mă cunoști pe mine de mai de mult. Pentru că acum 7 ani, atunci am fost plecat eu în Anglia. N-ai cum. N-ai cum. Da, adevărat, Mihaela. Da, încă nici măcar nu eram plecat. Că în iunie am plecat. Sau iulie. Iulie. Tu de cât timp mă știi pe mine? Hue. De cât timp mă știi pe mine? Te că acum sunt curios. Să văd dacă mă știa la câteva luni sau nu. Când am văzut că mi-ai scris dacă te mai țin minte. Da, asta e adevărat. Mulți care se dau ceea ce nu sunt. Dar eu nu pot să mai pun acum un sondaj aici. Că nu știu să pun sondaj în acest... în această circunstanță. Cum să pun el like aici? Like, doamne. Caption. Live chat. Don't recommend. Auto. Eu, dar chiar nu pot să pun un sondaj. Iarăși. Nu mai scrie hue. Nu vrea să-mi spună câți ani are hue. Am 7, bă, bun, dar de cât timp mă cunoști pe mine, hue? Am înțeles că ai 7 ani. Zi-mi doar, eu te-am întrebat câți ani ai. Nu câți ani ai, de cât timp mă știi, de câți ani mă cunoști pe mine. Asta doar te-am întrebat. Nu te ataca. De jumate? Adică de 3 ani jumate mă cunoști? Sau de jumătate de an? Nu mai înțeleg. M-am pierdut în conversație. Încă n-am elucidat de cât timp mă cunoaște, dar chiar nu știu ce să zic. Ok, trebuie să fac teme. Ok, spor să ai la teme atunci, ce să zic? Stai ceva putred, că nu, l-am întrebat de cât timp mă cunoaște, a spus că jumate. Jumate din 7 ani sau jumate de an? Încă n-am înțeles. Nu, și când am întrebat să-mi spună, pe bun, eu spus că ok, trebuie să fac teme. Vă rog să-mi spuneți voi dacă ați înțeles de cât timp mă cunoaște. Că eu n-am înțeles nimic. Absolut nimic. Hai că mă văd foarte frumos acum. Na, pa, pa. Weekend plăcut să ai. Dar încă tot n-am înțeles. Ce ai spus, pisicul? Nu, dacă îți spune un om ție că te cunoaște. Nu, te cunoaște de jumate. Nu te cunoaște, eu voia să te cunoască. Nu știu ce să zic, Mihaela. Dacă ți spune un cineva brusc că te cunoaște și de jumate. Jumătate de an, jumătate de viață, jumătate de ce? Da. Pentru că eu nu cunosc. Poate era fată, să-i dădea băiat, nu trebuie să ai încredere în oameni de pe YouTube. Da, asta știu. Dar asta știu. De exemplu, și această Mihaela probabil e un băiat. Probabil e un Mihail. Foarte bine menționat, Mihaela. Mihail. Mă să dau ceea ce nu sunt. Eu sunt fată. Mă bucur pentru tine. Na, așa ceva. Și mi-a luat huie și like-ul ăla care l-am avut de la avem și dau like-uri și l-am mi-l luat înapoi. Doamne ferește. Păi, na, am avut și eu. Dau like-uri și ăla mi-l luat înapoi unul. Dar eu nu înțeleg de ce se supără pe mine, că eu doar am vrut să aflu de cât timp mă cunoaște. Înseamnă că te-a blocat. Na, felicitări lui. Ce pot să zic, Mihaelo? Chiar nu pot să zic nimic. Din păcate. Ce ăla? Jeniță? Ok, aia e altceva. Nu am ce să zic. Dacă mă blocați, să trăiască 1000 de ani. Fără reparații, ce pot să zic? Hai să văd la ce vreau să mă uit astăzi. Sau ți-o luat like-ul pur și simplu. Asta e că pot să mă uit în studio. Dacă mi-a dat unfollow. Da, în fine. De ce mă stresez atâta că nu înțeleg nici măcar? La ce să ne uităm? La tine? Dar tu ai de lucru, iubita. Ești foarte fascinantă când lucrezi. Da, știu asta. Ești cea mai fascinantă când lucrezi. Hmm. Mihailo, ai Twitch? Ha? Ha? Ia. Nu. Păi ai putea să-ți faci că aici s-ar putea să-mi închidă ăștia YouTube. Că ăștia dacă arăt ceva ce nu trebuie, mă închid canalul că deja mi-am luat un strike. Unde ești? Așa. Sau mai îmi iau un strike, sau îmi închid canalul cu totul. Una din două. 100% se întâmplă astăzi. Dar nu știu care, asta e întrebarea. M-a vibrat un telefon. Mm. Ce e aici fără scandal? Ce aveți? Ce-i cu ăștia? Pardon. Ce-i cu ăștia, Doamne? Ah, mm. Eu zic că e mai bine pe Twitch, Mihaela. Mm. Așa. Stai puțin să reeditez pe aici. Unde ești? Hmm? Bine, dragostea mea. Vii și tu? Hmm? Mhm. Pe doi chiar. Dacă vii pe doi, cai te cred. Pe unul nu te prea cred. Mhm. Mhm.
Did you hear that?
Am uitat de volum. Alo. Wait. Așa. What? De ce-o bătut ăla în geam? Nice.
Camping is meant to be an escape with peaceful nights under the stars and fresh air. But sometimes they take a turn for the worse.
Mm.
Tonight, we're exploring 6 of the most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera.
Hue, te-ai întors. Bine ai revenit.
Instances where campers' nights
Urât din
went
partea ta că mi-a luat
completely
like-ul, dar nu-i problemă.
wrong. Novus Wild Camper is a channel run by
Nu-i problemă. Am uitat de ăsta. Am uitat de acest aspect micuț. Dar și mie mi-e cunoscut numele de Hue, dar nu știu de unde să-l iau. Mi se pare foarte cunoscut. Ai, ce-am făcut acum? Chiar nu știu de unde să-l iau, dar mi-e foarte cunoscut numele de Hue. Hue. Ăla nu era Hia, asta e alt meme cu Hue. Nu știu dacă am mai auzit de el, dar... Chiar nu știu dacă am mai auzit de numele ăsta, Hue. Stai puțin, revin înapoi. La bine, revin, fizicule. Zuma. No, pătăși, ce să fac? No, bine. Știți că revin în gură și cum mă scrie? Here. De la un meme. I'm back. I'm back. Nu. Chiar nu știu. Ce e ăla? Nu te aud nici de o culoare. Nu te aud nici de o culoare. Păi că știi ce e ăla? Nu știu. Aș vrea să-mi dai și un răspuns. Cine îi? Nu știu. Un păzitor? Ah, nu știu că... Nu știu că nu-l cunosc. N-am trăit cu el. Ah, ok. Foarte bine de știu pe viitor. De la un meme. Bă, dar la mine, la eventuri, de ce nu... Nici alert box-ul nu merge nici pe YouTube? Sau nu-i conectat? Bă, da, e conectat. Care-i faza? Events-urile merg și de pe YouTube. Manage list. Follow subscriptions. Da, totul, dar care-i șpilul? Ce-ai puțin huie, te-ai plictisit? Vrei să te uiți cu mine la astea paranormale? Păi tocmai, chiar de-aia nici nu vreau să mă uit. De-aia l-am oprit. Dar ne uităm la un Try Not to Laugh. Hmm? Ia să vedem cine prezintă domnul TikTok. Aia, perfect. Asta a fost frumos. Ce ok, huie. Mm. Oh, asta eu le-am spus la toți, dar nu m-au crezut nimeni. Wait a second. I forgot something. Oh. Da, iubire. Numai să termin cu lucru. Să termin cu lucru. Gata. Gata, nu mă mai vezi acum. Aștepți un pic. Ata ete. Fai urât plânge ăla. Man, te joci Roblox? Nu joc Roblox. Dar eu nu joc Dress to Impress. Tu joci. Dar am jucat cu soția mea Dress to Impress. Așa că pot să spun că am jucat. Mă joc Blox Fritz, nu știu ce e ăla.
My daddy has a gold tooth. My dad has a gold tooth. My dad has diabetes.
Ia ce pot să fac pe Twitch.
So tell me again. Oh wow! Tell me, what did you make?
Ai văzut ce pot să fac pe Twitch? Ceva cu anime? Ah, ok. Fair enough. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm back. I'm back. Trebuie să schimbăm și intervention. Așa. Aici sunt. Dar te joci Roblox? Nu joc Roblox. Mamă, că am uitat să prea tare. Nu joc Roblox, din păcate. Cam deloc nu joc Roblox. Ceea ce mai joc Mobile Legends. Brawl Stars, Brawl Stars, parcă ce ai genul. Da, Brawl Stars mai joc. TFT câteodată, foarte rar. Ha? Da, nu spun minciuni. TFT joc. Am jucat 2 meciuri până acum. Păi înseamnă că am jucat. Nu? 2 meciuri înseamnă. Când? Ha? Păi vezi? Dar am jucat. De jucat pot să spun că am jucat. Tu ce te joci? În afară de Roblox. Așa, hai că a plecat lumea micuță. Au plecat pufuleții la somn.
This chilling footage comes from the YouTube channel Swamp Valley, where
Bubi. Trebuie să vadă și asta. Așa.
the guy usually documents his outdoor adventures, testing gear, practicing bushcraft, and exploring the wilderness. His videos are normally calm and skill-focused, but on this particular day, his trip took a dark and terrifying turn. On October 21st, 2019, Sky set out on a backpacking trip into the nearby woodland. The plan was simple. He and his two friends would spend the night out in the wilderness. He arrived at the trailhead, shouldered his backpack, and began the hike into the woodland. The air was crisp, the forest quiet except for the crunch of leaves under his boots, as he made his way toward the spot where he and his friends planned to set up camp.
All right, so I'm in Lanfine State and heading up to go meet Colin and Sam. They've already got to the camp and just gonna go have a little fire, chill out, should be good. Stay tuned. Beautiful up here. Ah. We're getting there. Hell of a walk up here. It's uphill for about 2 miles. But worth it though.
As he ventured deeper, the atmosphere began to change. The stillness felt unnatural, the air growing heavy with a tension he couldn't quite place. That's when he noticed it. Movement in the distance, subtle but deliberate. Someone was following him.
Right, I don't want to sound like a big pansy. This is really freaking me out. Somebody is actually following me. And it's freaky, man.
Holy.
Right? Who the hell is that? Not messing about with that guy. Right, I am. I'm gonna walk faster.
Sky picked up his pace, hoping to shake off whoever was trailing him. Every step he took, the person followed, always keeping just enough distance. The unsettling truth gnawed at him. Someone was watching his every move. Their intentions unclear, their presence unrelenting. He veered off the trail, changed his route, yet each time he glanced over his shoulder, there it was, lingering quietly behind him.
Oh.
Do I just bloody call this? Where'd he go? No, I'm gonna hide. Alright, let's see how how good he is in the woods. How the hunted become the hunter.
When the figure slipped from view, Sky made a risky choice. Instead of running, he decided to turn predator himself, hiding in behind the tree, waiting to stalk the stalker. Maybe then he could uncover the truth. Why was he following him? But this wasn't a game of courage. By doing so, Sky had unknowingly stepped into far greater danger than he imagined.
Holy.
He's heading up to where Colin and Sam are. Fucking shaking, man.
Sky forced himself closer, determined to confront the stalker. But when the figure came into view, his blood turned cold. The man wasn't just watching, he was building a fire in the middle of the woods. And then, without warning, the stalker was gone. Sky's hands shook as he reached for his phone to call his friends. And that's when something truly unsettling happened.
Whoa.
Oh, fucking hell! Jesus! Fucking hell! Oh, fucking hell!
Holy.
Fucking... Jesus fucking... I get fucking burned. Fucking river. Fucking river. Oh, fuck, it stinks.
Out of nowhere, the person lunged from the woods, clutching a container of gasoline. Sky froze as the liquid splashed at his feet. Panic surged through Sky. This wasn't a prank. It was an attempt to burn him alive. Heart racing, he bolted into the woods, the stalker crashing after him, firelight chasing through the woods. In that moment, the danger was undeniable. Sky's life was hanging by a thread. He sprinted through the forest until the stalker's presence finally vanished behind. Thankfully, Sky had survived the encounter, but survival came with a price. The memory of being hunted, of fire meant to consume him, would haunt him forever. What began as a quiet backpacking trip twisted into a brush with death. A night where one simple camping trip nearly became his last. This encounter comes from a YouTube channel called NVTV, a channel dedicated to sharing mysterious clips and alleged sightings of cryptids and Bigfoot. On March 4th, 2022, they uploaded a video that showed a mysterious footage captured by a camper who vanished in 2017 in Oregon. The footage was captured by Chase Hove, a seasoned outdoorsman who often sought refuge in nature, finding peace through camping in the wilderness. But on this night, that peace would turn into something far more sinister. The recording begins with Chase setting up his campsite deep in the forests of Oregon. He films his tent, his gear, and the spot where he planned to spend the night.
Alright, well, it may seem like a bit much, but here I am solo camping. This is Deschutes, Oregon. Well, close to Bend, Oregon. But this is BLM land. It's not in the city. A little bit off the normal traveled area, but I mean, you can tell people come back here and shoot stuff. I can hear people shooting right now over that direction. There's a popular shooting spot probably 3 or 4 miles that way. But for being secluded, it's one hell of a spot. I brought the 8-person tent, or the 6-person tent. I haven't pulled this thing out in a long time, so I thought first of the season I should pull that out, give it a...
Wait a second.
At Ranthambore National Park, a group of friends' average safari drive quickly turned into a nightmare when they were horrifyingly chased by a hungry tiger. At first, they began recording after spotting movement in the bushes up ahead.
Oh my god, he's up. Oh my god, he's gonna jump on us.
Now in serious fear, the tourists continue driving down the road in hopes of being left alone. But the vicious tiger unfortunately has other plans. Not trying to risk their safety any longer, they thankfully decide to drive at full speed away from the area altogether.
Holy.
The beginning of this clip shows a group of tourists slowly approaching an enormous bison peacefully grazing on grass in Yellowstone National Park. Eventually, the animal seems to be getting agitated, so some of the tourists try to evacuate the area, but that only makes the beast angrier. Fortunately, the herbivore stops and leaves the group alone in the end. A sunny day in Vale Water, South Africa. These men had their enjoyable safari ride take a truly unpredictable turn when they got charged by a furious hippo. Before anything, they begin recording when they notice the curious animal slowly approaching their car from the road behind them. Not expecting much to go wrong, they attempt to continue their unusual observation while they have the chance, when things very suddenly go south. Luckily for them, they gain sufficient speed where the animal gives up on the chase, and they continue driving away altogether.
Holy.
Mana Pools National Park. A group of vacationers were peacefully enjoying their breakfast when a furious elephant came and did the unthinkable. At the beginning of the video, the tourists are eating their meals in an open area, while a few elephants are seen approaching in the distance.
Oh, it's a little boy.
For a time, all seems to be going well. However, things take a downward turn when some of the animals wander into the lunch area.
Oh.
Despite the group's best attempt to remain still and appear as unthreatening as possible, one of the mammals loses its temper and does this.
Holy.
In the aftermath of the attack, the officials dismiss the dangerous elephant, and it is confirmed that the victims are unharmed. While fishing for muskie, this fisherman nearly jumped to his death when a snake randomly decided to pay him a visit.
No.
The video opens with the fisherman driving to his chosen location, and upon reaching the said location, he gets into his boat. After getting comfortable in the boat, the man sets up his camera and begins to prepare his fishing gear. Once that is done, he wastes no time throwing in a line.
Da.
Now what is in the world is that thing doing trying to eat that?
Păi vezi?
For quite some time, all seems to be going as planned, and the enthusiastic fisherman even manages to secure his first catch. And then, out of nowhere, the unthinkable happens. In a fortunate turn of events, the snake makes its way out of the boat, leaving the frightened man unharmed. While checking trail cameras with his friend Rachel, this man spotted a sneaky mountain lion spying on them through the bushes and immediately started to panic.
There's a fucking mountain lion right here.
Perfect.
Get back, mountain lion. Get back.
Mhm.
Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back, mountain lion.
As the animal shows no signs of backing down, the pair do their best to de-escalate the situation while trying to back away slowly.
Get back. You good? Chill. Just chill. Get back. Hey, get back. Get back.
A few moments pass, and the animal nonchalantly starts to retreat back into the woods, giving them the chance to make their escape.
Hey, get back. We're here. We're still here. Go away, mountain lion. We're still here. Oh, it's scratching its claws.
Fortunately, after a while, the mountain lion decides to leave the hikers be, and they make it out safely. This intense clip picks up right as these brave men attempt to scare a nearby tiger away from their village. Unfortunately, the situation escalates rather quickly. Luckily for them, the predator decides to spare the men at the very last second and ends up leaving the area completely. A 45-year-old man in Bangkok, Thailand, was watching TV in his lounge when he heard some hissing sounds coming out of his living room wall. Having no idea of the terrible situation he was in, he called for help. The rescuers came in and decided to break the plasterboard wall, but what came out of it sent chills down the spine of everyone there. It was a huge python living in that wall for God knows how long. Rescuers tried getting it out, but it stubbornly remained inside the wall. When the snake finally did come out, it was measured to be 15 feet in length and was transported back to the wild. This next horrifying clip begins by showing a man inside a shark cage, recording his experience under the deep, dark, and dangerous ocean. While waiting for sharks to circle him, his expectations are quickly thrown out the window when an aggressive and hungry shark does something unexpected. Against all odds, the bone-chilling encounter is far from over as the large predator gets its mouth completely stuck in the cage. Unable to free itself, it starts to panic. Thankfully, after a while, the shark manages to wiggle its mouth out, swimming away afterwards. The clip begins intensely with a silverback gorilla scaring a group of tourists by doing something extremely terrifying and unexpected. After the first charge, the giant primate does not leave the group alone and continues to harass the tourist, trying to take pictures of it.
Come this way. Don't worry. Don't run. Don't run.
Trying to de-escalate the situation, the group makes their movements as silent and slow as possible to avoid angering the gorilla further.
You could come for a picture?
Huh?
Can I take a picture now of it?
This seems to work, and the animal starts to walk away, but it unfortunately decides to show them one last act of aggression. Luckily, it let go of the woman relatively quickly, leaving no one harmed. Calmly walking around in the African wilderness, this Russian tourist came across a huge hippo and suddenly decided to run after it.
Сейчас будем бежать за бегемотом.
Surprisingly, the animal immediately runs in fear as the brave man keeps chasing it down. Feeling satisfied with what he's done, he simply turns around and goes back to minding his own business. This terrifying video starts off with two hunters in a tree stand who had just spotted a black bear below them and quickly started recording. Moments later, the predator becomes overly curious and tries to climb up their tree, prompting them to prepare for the worst. Cautious and afraid of the black bear getting close to them, the man recording decides that he has no other choice but to pull out his bear spray and do this. After getting sprayed in the face, the animal can finally be seen running away from those hunters' tree, going as far as possible. In Miami, Florida, a sewer fishing trip got out of hand when the crew members came face to face with a Burmese python. Watch to see what they did next. As soon as the crew initially reaches the sewer they have chosen to fish in, they catch sight of a humongous snake and immediately get the idea of potentially pulling it out.
We were gonna sewer fish and there's a huge snake.
Right down, there's a huge snake. Right here is right on its body. It's like right above it. Can you guys see that or no?
Frightened and intrigued at the same time, the men decide to call their friend Jacob, who has experience with snakes, to handle the situation. A few minutes later, Jacob arrives at the scene, and after putting all necessary safety measures in place, he ventures down the sewer. Moments later, he emerges holding this.
I'm okay. Oh my god! Oh my god! No! It's so much bigger than oh my gosh! No!
After getting over their initial shock, the group helps Jacob lay the majestic predator on the ground so they can get a good look at it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Look at the size of this!
Unfortunately, the video ends as the men are still deciding what to do with the snake, so it is unclear how things played out in the end. In the Lugenda River of Mozambique, a fun kayaking expedition quickly turned into a real-life nightmare when these tourists got attacked by a territorial hippo. Originally, everything seems to be going according to plan, until the man recording suddenly hears something storming through the bushes to his left.
Babe, big ape.
I was hit by it for sure, yeah. He just came charging. He was feeding us.
After all grouping back together just in case, they eventually decide to keep going with their expedition as originally planned when something downright horrifying happens.
Just watch, because he charged down this channel there. Just as I said, watch this come down this channel.
Now, seriously concerned about their safety, they finally decide to cut their expedition short and call it a day completely. This next terror-striking animal encounter begins by showing a recording of fishermen spearfishing in the deep blue waters of Australia's Coral Sea. The clip shows one of the fishermen trying to haul a fish that he speared, while a larger fish tries to steal it from him. The other fish poses no problem for the fisherman at first, but things eventually escalate as other unwanted visitors join in on the fun. Thinking that their situation couldn't get any worse, the fisherman recording then gets the fright of his life when this happens. Surprisingly, they are able to keep calm despite the shark feeding frenzy going on just a few feet from them. Thankfully, the frenzy ends after a while, and they are able to swim away unharmed. While taking a walk in the wild, this cameraman was surprised to come across a diamondback rattlesnake and decided to film it from closer. For a few seconds, all appears calm, and the cameraman gets quality footage of the snake. However, things quickly take a terrifying turn. The video ends abruptly with the snake still in striking position, so we can only hope that the man made it out of there safely. Filmed in Kruger National Park, these tourists can be seen recording a large elephant in the middle of the road, blocking their path. When the animal spots their vehicle, it immediately sets its sights on them and starts walking in their direction with a menacing demeanor.
Zal ik maar gewoon stil blijven staan of zo?
Ja, sta maar stil.
Luckily, they managed to put some distance between them and the giant, yet this doesn't discourage the majestic animal from proving its dominance. As the elephant finally steps off the road, the group tries to move on with their trip in peace, but something absolutely shocking happens.
We gaan weg, ik vind best weer.
Scared and terrified by the giant's actions, screams of terror can be heard coming from the tourists as they proceed to drive away in reverse, putting an end to the video. A family in South Carolina got the shock of their lives when they spotted a huge alligator trying to break into their house through the plate glass windows. Panic struck them all. The homeowners were left locked inside their house and called the rescuers to subdue and transport the reptile, but the alligator was in no mood to leave the place. The rescuers tried hosing down the aggressive animal and tying ropes around it, but no one expected what the stubborn reptile did in reaction to that. The huge predator knocked everything out of its way, but the rescuers finally got the upper hand and dragged it out of the neighborhood. At a national park in Nepal, a few men driving down the road unexpectedly came across a rather large tiger that didn't seem so happy about having visitors. Initially, they decide to pull over after spotting the animal walking across the road up ahead.
Well, she can't really see it, but it is a big male Bengal tiger.
Contrary to what most would do, the men end up driving up towards the animal in hopes of getting a closer look.
Oh my God, he is beautiful. He's looking behind. He looks very pissed off. We're leaving. The tiger was pissed off.
As the tiger disappears back into the forest, they grab this opportunity to drive away while they still can. This terrifying clip hails from the Indian state of Karnataka, where a snake rescuer named Ashok Kumar had the fright of his life when he went in to rescue a snake from a house. The animal was hiding in the bathroom, and the house owner called Ashok to transport it back into the wild. But no one there had any idea what a monster they were dealing with. When the snake slithered to the floor of the bathroom, the man pulled the tail of the reptile to drag it out into the open, but it was the biggest miscalculation of his life. The way that 14-foot-long king cobra stood up with its flared hood froze the blood of Ashok, but the man composed himself immediately and rescued the snake and took it back to its home in the jungle. To begin this scary encounter, a small group of tourists can be seen recording a cheetah during their game drive in Masai Mara. For a while, the predator seems to be inspecting the vehicle and the people inside of it, but moments later the video cuts to reveal this terrifying sight. The curious cheetah managed to climb inside the vehicle, and surprisingly, the tourists managed to keep calm, despite having a lethal hunter right behind them. After a few minutes that must have felt like hours, the animal has a sudden change of plans and starts exploring other parts of the vehicle, leaving everyone inside on edge.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the cheetah turned out to be rather passive and left the scene shortly thereafter. This video begins with what is seemingly a calm video during a spearfishing trip, but a few seconds later, something extremely terrifying catches the unsuspecting fisherman by surprise. After the close encounter, he grabs his partner's legs to inform him of the danger lurking below them. Unfortunately, the clip ends early, and their fate still remains a mystery. This terrorizing clip begins by showing two men walking towards a residential pond, which is allegedly home to a giant and aggressive alligator.
Look at that snakehead right there. Do you see that snakehead?
Yeah. Oh, he's big.
Holy.
Upon seeing the alligator, they don't waste time and immediately get to work attempting to catch it, but things don't remain peaceful for long.
Oh, that is a big gator.
The struggle goes on for a few minutes as they seem to be having a pretty hard time pulling the heavy animal away from the pond.
Do not let him go back. He's trying to go back. Good.
Holy man.
After successfully catching the predator by its neck, one of them proceeds to do the riskiest move by far in an attempt to hold it down.
A little bit full. Push it down on him?
No, I'm gonna pull it up.
Now that the enormous reptile's mouth is sealed shut, they finally gain the confidence to haul the giant animal to their truck. The rest of the extraction goes smoothly, thanks to their skills and experience. On a rural road in India, a few innocent civilians were unlucky enough to come way too close to a fearless tiger trying to mind its own business. Originally, they quickly begin recording after spotting the animal walking out of the bushes just a few feet away. With everyone there absolutely frozen in fear, the predator begins calmly walking alongside the dirt road towards another group of terrified civilians.
Wait.
Nuri, wait. It's here, it's coming.
After a few minutes, the tiger reveals itself once again and decides to go get a closer look of the cars up ahead.
Bus, Shh, keep quiet. Oh, it's getting irritated. It wants to cross me.
With the predator still lurking nearby, they unfortunately stop recording, and what happens next remains unknown. In Marshy Point Nature Center, an exploring YouTuber paid the ultimate price for getting on the bad side of a vicious copperhead snake. The clip begins as we see the snake enthusiast taking a walk in the park with his camera turned on in hopes of spotting worthwhile ophidians.
No. Hoping I can pick up with you. A couple hours to kill, so without further ado, let's get to it and see what we can find.
For a time, the snake sighting adventure appears to be rather uneventful, and then, out of nowhere, things take a frightening turn.
Bine, piscule fac și eu după aia.
Not good.
Not good.
Immediately after getting bitten, the man remains calm and finds a way to inform the appropriate authorities who in turn step in and handle the situation professionally.
How you doing, buddy?
Mie ăla face bine.
Okay, cool. We need to get you in that Kubota. We're going to drive you out here.
Eventually, the explorer is taken to the hospital, where it is confirmed that it was a dry bite, and he is discharged shortly after. A man from Chachoeng Sao, a city in central Thailand, found his dog barking incessantly at his home garage. He went in to check, having no idea what he was going to encounter. A 7-foot-long monitor lizard had made the garage its home. The owner called in rescuers to remove the lizard, but the reptile was more dangerous than they thought it to be. The officers moved the black Honda car, beneath which the monstrous lizard was hiding, and used brute force to take hold of it, which was a big mistake. Finally, when the animal tried escaping through the fence, the rescuers got a chance to tackle it down. They brought the lizard to the ground, tied it with ropes, and sent it back where it belonged. An Indian wildlife safari, a group of friends had their relaxing expedition turn into a truly dangerous situation when they decided to closely follow an innocent tiger. In the beginning, things pick up rather quickly when they notice the predator walking right towards their car. Trying to mind its own business, the animal simply passes them up and continues walking up the road when the tourists suddenly decide to go after it. The clip then jumps to a later moment where the group appears to be still following the tiger around the safari. Eventually, though, they come to realize that the predator seems to be, unfortunately, heading towards them once again. Luckily, the animal simply walks by as if nothing is happening, and the tourists finally decide to move on. This petrifying clip starts off with a man recording his snowmobile riding session in a snowy forest in the mountains. However, his supposedly relaxing snowmobile session quickly fell apart after he met an unexpected visitor waiting for him on top of the mountain. Upon seeing the huge bear staring right at him, the rider hastily swerves in another direction and starts speeding away just in case. Thankfully, he managed to dodge the danger in time and continued his ride like normal. On a river in Africa, a group of friends went out on an exciting fishing adventure when they unfortunately ended up being stalked by a relentless hippo. For most of the day, things seem to be going well as they spend their time successfully fishing around the lake, all while recording their every move. At some point, though, they notice a sneaky hippo in the distance, staring them down.
Scott, just wait until that hippo goes away. Connor, I'll cast on your head.
This thing is smart.
Boy, if this thing comes for us, it's over.
After doing their best to ignore the animal and continue fishing, they eventually begin to feel unsafe and decide to move to a different spot of the lake. Unfortunately for them, it doesn't take very long before their stalker shows up once again.
I'll cast on their head and scare them away. Fun up, Saga. Hey, look. Wait. It won't come.
Let's go before they form a block. Exactly.
Okay, let's go up that other funny river then.
A few minutes go by when they eventually decide that they won't be risking their safety any longer and thankfully proceed to drive away from the area entirely. On Easter Day, this little girl was out egg hunting around her house when she suddenly had the scare of her life. Watch to see what exactly happened. At the start of the video, the girl is happily walking around the premises searching for Easter eggs under the watchful eyes of her parents.
Come on, help me cheat.
She's good. You should have seen her at school the other day. We had one.
After finding one egg in the potted plants, the excited child decides to take her search to the edge of the nearby bushes, but she ends up finding something else.
Right there. Right there? Oh my gosh. Come here, look.
Oh, damn, now that's a snake.
A few minutes go by as the family observes the animal in shock while making sure not to get too close. Eventually, though, the snake realizes that it has been spotted and does this.
He saw something that looked like an egg.
What kind of snake is that?
That's just a typical...
It's not poisonous. Damn, it's fast!
Luckily, the snake simply disappeared under the pavement and left everybody there unharmed.
These are the craziest animal encounters.
Mhm.